Hey guys, welcome back, and today we are back with again a new extreme durability test, and this time I have the OnePlus 9 Pro. And if there is any sort of IP67 or 68 certification on any device, I used to do 12 to 24-hour freeze test. Depends on time and situation. And before we start with the 9 Pro, here is the OnePlus 8 Pro completely kept safe in a dead condition. And this phone also has some sort of IP68 certification, and just like always other brands, I performed the same test. It failed, there was a lot of water inside, and finally I got a repair charge which is exactly equivalent to the phone retail price. So I thought not to repair it, it's a nonsense. I bought a new one. That's why this device is just like that in a dead condition. Okay, so we performed the same test with the Apple, OnePlus, Samsung, LG. Everyone passed except the OnePlus. Okay, so I'm just going to unbox this device and I'm going to put it in the freezer for at least 12 hours. Then we are going to verify whether this time OnePlus 9 Pro is going to pass this test or not. So here's the device, perfectly working OnePlus 9 Pro, and the color is really super cool. And the time is around 7:30 a.m. in the morning, and I'm just going to put it in the freezer. And even though it takes around a couple of hours to turn water into ice, but still just keeping it for 10 to 12 hours. Let's see. We're gonna check after that whether OnePlus 9 Pro is going to pass the extreme freeze test or not. So yeah, guys, that's it. The OnePlus 9 Pro in the complete frozen state, and there was a power outage from the last half an hour. So I couldn't risk. I took it out immediately. It's still more than 11 hours. The phone is in the water. Now it is completely frozen state, and I'm not going to cut it with a knife, just going to leave it in the fish tank, and perhaps the phone will come out itself. So let's wait for that. So yeah, guys, that's the device, and it is close to 0 degree. So here is the device, and it is perfectly working. There is no such water as visible here, because on the camera side you can easily spot the things, but here everything is super perfect. Just to make sure there is no water on the SIM tray, I'm just going to take the SIM tray out and let's verify. And the SIM tray is completely dry. There is no such water, as you can see. That's your selfie and that's your rear camera. So that's been it, guys. This is the OnePlus 9 Pro freeze test. More than 11 hours it was in the water. Certainly depth was not too much like as advertised, and it should be for the IP68, but and everything is working. Touch is responsive, camera is working, and once the all the speaker stuffs dry out, they will start working as usual because there is no damage so far. So stay tuned for the further videos about the OnePlus 9R, and in case the phone survives in the drop test, so do check out my other channel for the drop test live demo. A late night update after the freeze test that we performed. Here's a quick update. Since we done the freeze test, after that I was doing some other tests like the scratch, bend and drop test, and later on for the review purpose I was just transferring my data from the 7T to the OnePlus 9 Pro. It took around 1 hour to transfer 65 GB. Pretty sad. So during that the device temperature went too high. As you know, it happens when you transfer a lot of data. So something I saw. Okay, so few things you can actually get to know later, not immediately after the splash test. That's why I'm giving you guys a quick update. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys a quick macro that I am taking with the OnePlus 7T, and here's the quick macro. So based on the macro, you can see there is a moisture on the front camera, but the rear camera is clean. There is nothing else. Okay, let me show you a quick selfie. So on the rear camera there is nothing, but on the front camera, as you can see, there's a lot of foggy things are there. Now you can definitely say me like this is not a correct way to test the IP68. I know I told you earlier we do the extreme test. The main question is, when we did the same thing with the Samsung many times, even with a budget phone, I just recently tried Galaxy A52 frozen for 12 hours, nothing happened. We tried with the Galaxy S21 Ultra, nothing happened. We tried with the LG, for example G8X. We tried with the Apple, the iPhone SE2. There was no issue so far. There was no water caught inside. Everything was working cool, but why it happened with the OnePlus second time? Last time phone was completely choked and dead. Now this time we got the moisture. Somehow water is going in. That's an update. Now whether you can decide whether like it is a past or not. The question is again, when all other brands they're working fine, why OnePlus is not able to perform very great when it comes to water resistance.